Foster Griffin will be towing the rubber for the Guardians today from the Washington Nationals, just acquired, and he is having a good year. He was an all-star. He's 12-3 in his last 10 starts, a 6-1 and a 2.31 ERA. He's pitched well at home, that being Washington, but coming over here looking to get after it and hopefully help this Guardians team today, but he's got his work cut out for him.
Let's take a look at the lineup he will face for the New York Mets under interim manager Andy Green. Francisco Lindor will lead it off. Bo Bichette in the 2-hole. Luis Robert will bat third. Carson Bench, promising rookie, has homered in back-to-back games, hits cleanup. Francisco Alvarez will DH and bat fifth. Marcus Semien, the veteran second baseman, hitting sixth. Then Eric Wagaman gets the start at first base, batting seventh. Luis Torrens back in the lineup, hitting eighth, he'll catch. And Christian Pache gets his first start in the series, batting ninth.
And defensively for Cleveland, stacks up this way. Martinez gets the start in left field today. Quan getting a day off. Helpin is in center. DeLauder out in right field. Ramirez back in there at third base. Rocchio the shortstop. Henao is at second and Lowe at first, with Bailey doing the catching.
John Bacon will call the balls and strikes this afternoon. Brian Walsh is your first base umpire. The crew chief, Chad Fairchild, down at second, and Chad Whitson is over at third. Game time temperature 84 degrees. A little hazy at game time as Foster Griffin delivers, and we're underway with a fastball strike to Francisco Lindor, who is 0 for 10 in the series and has struck out 6 times in those 10 at bats.
Yeah, they have done a good job on him in this series.
Rick, is it just as simple as elevating the fastball? That seems to be the weak spot for Lindor.
Well, yeah, he's been injured this year, and right now, from what we've seen, they've stayed upstairs, and he hasn't made an adjustment. He keeps swinging at him, so you got to stay there until he proves he can do something with it or take it.
Swing and a miss. He's down on 3 pitches to start the game.
No, nothing changes there.
Batting second for New York, third baseman number 19, Bo Bichette.
This is a splitter here. He just went down, and 82 miles an hour. His fastball, we saw the first pitch of the game, was 92. Gets him to chase after it, so change the eye level in the first at bat.
Here is Bo Bichette. 3 for 9 in the series, including a home run in the opener. Rick, last night we saw a very aggressive approach from the New York Mets. Do you think that's just an overall philosophy they're carrying right now, or was last night specific to Tanner Bybee?
I think last night might be, to Tanner Bybee, because the Mets have faced Griffin here this year in May, and they got 5 runs off him, 9 hits, gave up a couple of home runs. He ended up getting the win because, as Andre said, he had some run support. But you may have to be a little more patient with this guy with 7 different pitches.
0-2 pitch, ran a fastball in off the plate.
Rick, not to go against you, but what they did in the first night against Cantillo, they were aggressive the second time through, if you remember.
Right.
So their aggression has been a part of their offense the last 2 days, but it was different. They were patient the first time through.
Popped up.
Probably because they really haven't faced
him, right.
Yeah.
Daniel Lowe gives it a look, but it's out of play.
And he throws a lot of off-speed pitches, so maybe they wanted to get a look at his off-speed pitches that first time through before they got aggressive.
But since then, they've been swinging.
Yes, they have.
Bo Bichette, back in June, had a 6-game multi-hit streak. Bailey got drilled on the backswing, the follow-through. Swing and a miss. He's down on strikes. Back-to-back Ks for Foster Griffin. 2 down here in the first.
Batting third for the Mets, center fielder number 88, Luis Robert Jr.
Get a look at this. That looked like a changeup. Yeah, change away. So he's moving it in and out and changing speeds.
Sun breaking through that little bit of cloud cover, and man, it is a suddenly very bright playing field.
It changes the temperature down here too.
A little warm, Andre?
A little bit.
Hang in there.
We'll send you down a cold towel.
I love you too.
The 0-1 to Luis Robert. He fouls that off of Patrick Bailey. That didn't feel good. And he'll need a moment. Yeah, that's not what we were looking for.
Well, he got the backswing, off Bichette's bat. Now this time goes straight down off the inside part of his ankle, it looked like, on the left foot. Ouch.
Austin Hedges.
He was hurt a couple times.
He got dinged up. Huh?
Yeah, in a couple innings. A couple of foul tips and the bat as well off the wrist.
Griffin trying for a 1-2-3 first inning, and he just misses outside. It's 2-2.
Sorry, good pitch. See if he wanted to chase that ball. It was a backdoor breaking ball. It was about 3 inches off the plate, but he did not get the swing.
Ground ball in the hole, and it's through for a base hit. First hit in the series for Robert, in just his 6th in 43 at bats since returning after a 3-month absence due to a back injury.
Well, he gets enough of it. They wanted it away. It gets a little too much of the plate there. It was in the middle, so he got it around the trademark, but got enough of it to get it past Jose and into left field.
Well, that brings up the appropriately named Carson Benj. He's homered in back-to-back games for the 2nd time this year. And Benj is 2nd among National League rookies with 109 hits.
He's been very impressive in this series, not just offensively, but defensively as well. A cannon for an arm.
Griffin and a fastball that missed inside. That fastball found the mark. Went right back in there and nailed the inside corner.
Well, you can see he likes to use all 4 quadrants already in this first inning, and he'll use it with different pitches. That was a sinker. He'll change up. He's got a splitter, the fastball.
Checked in. It was a little high. 2-2.
Sort of becomes a guessing game, and you better cut your plate in half with this guy.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a breaking ball. He fans 3 in the first. Lindor, Bichette, and Benj all down swinging. The Guardians are coming to bat. Manager Stephen brought to you by Progressive. Travis Bazzana will DH and lead it off today. Then Chase DeLauder, followed by Jose Ramirez, who returns to the starting lineup. Nathaniel Lowe hits cleanup, followed by Angel Martinez and Brian Rocchio. Petey Halpin, Patrick Bailey, and Angel Henao batting ninth. First ball swinging. Bazzana lifts it in the air to left field. Christian Pache makes the catch, 1 down.
Well, Nolan McLean making the start today, and you can see his 23rd start. Now he's 7-7 at .329. He's got great stuff. You can see 148 strikeouts in his 125 and, well, now 26 innings. He's got a great curveball, Matt, and he can also throw a very good sinker. A lot of movement.
If you look at his first 2 big league seasons, he's made 30 combined starts. And that strikeout total is 205 and 173 and 2/3 innings.
5th most in franchise history when you're talking about the Mets, and they've had some good ones. You're looking at Gooden, Matt Harvey, Syndergaard, Kodasinga.
I guess we'll have to, get a look for ourselves. But what do you suppose it is about that curveball that makes it so difficult to hit?
The spin. It's a high-rated spin curveball. He probably has some of the best spin on a curveball than any pitcher going right now.
Once again, a good eye by Chase DeLauder. He has the count in his favor, 3-1.
Matt, I think Rick was on pitching ninja again. Because you're right, his spin.
I am a ninja. I brought my sword today.
He does have the best spin on a curveball in baseball.
And a challenge coming from Luis Torrens. ABS powered by T-Mobile. It's either ball 4 or a full count.
Yeah, because they already checked on the swing.
This is really close.
Well, it was worth challenging for them, but is it just misses?
I mean, Could you slide a piece of paper in there? Barely.
No.
So a walk for DeLauder. That's his 6th walk already in the series. That he's aboard with 1 out.
That's a tough one to take, man, when you got the 3-2 count.
Now Jose Ramirez missed the last couple of games. Still dealing with some soreness in that surgically repaired left hand after he fractured the hamate bone.
You know, you guys are talking in the top half of the first about Lindor and the high fastball giving him a problem. He had the same surgery that Jose had, but he had it before the season started. And I wonder if that's part of the issue he's going through.
It's a good question. Very good question.
Because that swing has looked different this whole series, and when you look at the numbers, it doesn't look like what we're used to.
Well, you said Jose said at certain times it's tough to check your swing and hold up on anything. It's okay if you swing and you hit the ball, but you know, who knows? Having that surgery, only Jose could tell you, or Lindor.
The 1-2. You know, I do remember, this is going back a long time, 1996, Jim Thome fractured the hamate bone, played in the playoffs with that fracture, and I remember him saying, it's okay as long as I barrel it up.
Right. Yeah.
But if I mishit it or if I have to check, that's when I feel it.
But didn't he have a big tape on his bat where they're padded?
Yeah.
And helped him?
On his hand or whatever, on the wrist.
With the reverberation in that bat.
That's been part of the problem for Jose. They've taped it up really tight, and that's where the inflammation has come from on that left hand.
Well, it's not the tape on the wrist we're talking about. With Thome, he put tape around the knob of the bat.
Yes. You know, remember, because he used to be off the end of the bat, so he made it really thick.
Check swing, and the catcher dropped the ball with ball 4 anyway. And back-to-back walks here in the first for McLean, and the Guardians have 2 on with 1 out. StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. Here are the metrics on the curveball of Nolan McLean.
Come on, Rick Ninja, tell us what we got.
Well, there you can see the spin rate is 3,362, and that's higher than anybody else that throws a breaking ball. You can see the break on it, the horizontal break, the vertical break. Man, that's unbelievable, and it's coming at you pretty hard.
2 on, nobody, or 1 out for Nathaniel Lowe, and he checks on a high pitch for ball 1.
He's upstairs with everything now. He hasn't been anything down in the zone to this point.
Nathaniel Lowe said something after the game that made me think of Rick smiling. He said, somebody said, do you like hitting the ball hard? He goes, I like hitting the ball wherever it's pitched.
Yeah. Which is, he's not trying to do any damage.
Not trying to do too much.
Well, I'll tell you
could be
what.
out of challenges if he doesn't win this one.
No kidding.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. That one did catch the outside corner.
Okay, he's trying to get his pitcher a strike, and he did. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing early with all the challenges already.
I don't think it's a good thing, don't you?
I know it. Not early. Pitchers haven't even settled in yet.
Guardians barking for a balk call, but no umpire even flinched. You heard the wake-up call coming from the dugout, and that gets a look from third base umpire Chad Whitson into the dugout.
Tell him it's a day game, man. Give me a while. There's that curveball. You know, that first time through, he probably doesn't want to show these hitters that curveball quite yet. You know, you try and get that feel for your sinker or your fastball, maybe a changeup. But now he's got guys on in scoring position, so he may go to it.
Low lines it into left field. DeLauder coming around third, and Odor will hold him there. Pache got to the ball quickly and fired to the cutoff man. The bases are loaded with 1 out.
But just a beautiful job of taking what was given right there. That was the 2-seamer down and away. And just watch him serve it that way. He didn't try to do anything deep. He let it track to the plate and just hit it where it's pitched. And there you go. Take a base hit. You move up 90 feet. And now you've got the bases loaded with 1 out and an opportunity to get on the board. That was a good swing.
But the way he's thrown balls this inning, this is huge for Angel Martinez to be patient and get the right pitch and just not go up there swinging at everything.
Well, and also, you know, Angel's a good low ball hitter. make him get it down because it's been upstairs with everything. You don't have to go after that first pitch upstairs because you got to hit a fly ball. You know, maybe you look up there in this situation, but make him get it down.
Angel 2 for 5 in the series with a double and a run batted in. He's hit in each of his last 3 games. A liner into center field. That'll get 2 home. The Water scores. Here comes Ramirez. Angel Martinez delivers in the first, and Cleveland leads it 2-0.
Well, he got a good pitch to hit, too. He wasn't messing around. Pitching coach came back, and let's look at the pitch. There it is. It's right there. It's a good pitch. Looked like it was right down the gut. And he finds it. Base hit. Absolutely. So they're going to jump on top 2-0 here. Both walks are going to score. And a good way to start this first inning.
Now Brian Rocchio with 2 on and still only 1 out. The story of this series coming into today for Cleveland was missed opportunities. They had left 26 men on base in the first 2 games, both losses to the Mets, but they jump out early here in the first inning.
Well, and especially they've been struggling their last 13 games. Runners in scoring position, a 197 batting average in those 13 games.
Well, that's how you lose 10 out of 13.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't hit home runs.
And 13 errors. Another thing that they've been doing.
In the dirt. One ball, 2 strikes for Brian Rocchio.
Yeah, they need to play a nice clean game today. And it's off to a very good start.
Almost hit him. Rocchio has walked 3 times and he's been hit by a pitch in the series. But he's looking for that big hit. You know, he's on pace for 70 runs batted in this year.
Well, if he gets hot, maybe more than that.
Chased one up high and strikes out, 2 down.
Batting 7th, the Guardians, center fielder, number 0, Petey.
Well, that will bring up Petey Halpin.
McLean has been great. He's pitched 6 innings and allowed 2 or fewer earned runs in each of his last 6 games, and they already have 2 on the board in the first here.
Halpin, inside out swing, dumps it into left field, coming around third, and they're going to hold low, and smartly so. That ball wasn't hit that hard, and Pache did a good job of charging it.
And he was off and running as soon as the ball was in the air because you have now 2 outs. But it was so shallow you cannot take a chance. And there he was jammed by a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. And then you just tip your cap. That's good hitting. But you see, he could not score. That's just like playing the infield there. But it's the 3rd hit of the inning.
And another bases loaded opportunity. Patrick Bailey takes outside, ball 1. Bailey has hit in back-to-back games, and he's knocked in a run in 4 straight. High fly ball to right. Benj moving over toward the line, makes the catch. They leave him loaded, but they cash in for a pair here in the first. Angel Martinez drives in 2, and Cleveland is up 2-0. 2-0 Guardians on top. Francisco Alvarez will lead off for the Mets here in inning number 2. Foster Griffin with a first pitch strike. Weak fly ball, shallow right. In comes the Lauder to make the catch for out number 1. Our Toyota keys to the game go bananas for Foster.
Yes, sir. Why not? My favorite.
This is something
dessert.
he's used to. 2 runs early. 9 times this year. 9 times. He has received 8 runs or more of support.
Oh, you got to love that. Right place at the right time.
Maybe it's the number. He wears number 22. Of course, Josh Naylor wore number 22. Jason Kipnis famously wore number 22. The last Cleveland pitcher to don the number 22 was Mike Moeller, who briefly pitched for Cleveland in 2000. Mark Langston also donned 22.
Did he when he was here?
1999.
Does he play guitar?
Now I got to get to something though here. 1981. Your buddy Bert Blyleven shows up.
Yeah.
He's a 2-8er, but you're already a 2-8er.
Right.
He wore 22 and then switched to 28. Were there some negotiations?
There was no negotiations. Bert was cheap. He never wanted to pay anybody anything. Terrible.
And it's off the top of the wall. And now they're going to say a home run.
I was going to say, I thought that went over clearly.
I mean, it took a big kangaroo hop up in the air. I don't know how it couldn't have been a home run. It took a while for Chad Fairchild, the crew chief, to signal homer, but it gets the Mets on the board. 13th home run of the year for Semien, and it snaps an 0-for-8 slump for him.
Oh, that was a little spinner there that didn't get inside. And watch it hit the railing. Boink. Yes, it did. Comes right back into play, and they respond quickly with one swing of the bat.
And now a base hit into center field for Eric Wagaman.
Okay, they're starting to get aggressive now. They see he's throwing strikes early, getting ahead.
So 1 on 1 out. That's the tying run aboard for Luis Torrens.
They've had some home runs in this series, haven't they?
Yeah, 7 home runs for the Mets. So you're saying there were no negotiations for?
No, there wasn't with Bert. He didn't want to get. I respect it. He was the veteran, but he was always cheap. And Bert, I hope you're watching.
We love you, Bert.
No, Matt loves you.
Your buddy Jim Bibby also was a number 22.
I remember Jim Bibby back in '77. We lost him to Pittsburgh.
The Big Bear, Mike Garcia, one of the Big Four, wore
a lot of good
22.
guys wore 22 here. But I want to know, it didn't take Bert long to have 22.
That's trouble. That's deep, and it is not playable. And the Mets come right back and take the lead. Luis Torrens, who for some reason was not in the lineup yesterday after going 3 for 3 with a homer and 4 runs batted in the series opener, is now 4 for 4 with 2 homers and 6 runs driven in.
He went oppo in game 1 of this series.
He's not going to want to leave Cleveland.
My goodness, nobody's going to want to leave Cleveland on this team the way they're swinging it. And you talk about this is going to be a breaking ball coming back. There it is. That was like a curveball or the sweeper, whatever you want to call it. 77 out over the plate. And look at him, stayed back, takes it the other way, and hits a 2-run homer. They now have the lead.
Well, again, the Mets scored 5 runs on 8 hits in 5 innings against Foster Griffin when they faced him earlier this year. Christian Pache making his first start in the series, getting his first at bat as a Met. Well, you remember when this kid came up with Atlanta, he was going to be the next great thing. So much,
I remember,
pomp and circumstance around his debut with the Atlanta Braves. Then went to the A's,
right,
and they were excited about him. Didn't really materialize. Since then, he's bounced from Philadelphia to Baltimore to Miami, and now the Mets.
So he's getting a few bag tags on that suitcase.
Struck him out looking. 4th K for Foster Griffin. 2 down here in the 2nd inning.
Batting for New York, shortstop Francisco Lindor.
Back to the top of the order, Francisco Lindor. And he's in the hole 0-2. Missed up and away with a changeup. That's up and away. Same pitch, that changeup. And a borderline pitch, but he takes it. A fastball that just missed the bottom part of the strike zone.
Yeah, Bailey didn't think it was there. He did not challenge it. Full count now.
From 0-2 to 3-2. And a pop-up foul back of the plate. Bailey gives it a look, but it's going to be out of play. Center field, moving over Petey Halpin, and he'll give way to DeLauder. The side is retired, but the Mets respond with the big ball. A couple of home runs. They now lead it 3-2. Bet365 betting odds today. Angel Hanal leads off for Cleveland here in the home half of the second. 4 hits in his major league debut last night.
That's why they start him off with a breaking ball here in his second day. They're not just going to give in and say, okay, here's a fastball, let's see if you can hit it. They already know that. Terrific evening.
Missed outside. And he went down swinging. Good curveball. Second strikeout for McLean. Well, you look at this. This is the 18th time this year that the Guardians have run a starting lineup out there with either basically an all left-handed hitting lineup. No other team has even won such game. That's who they are. That's the way they were constructed.
Yes.
And we've been talking about it all year long, that the search for the right-handed bat, the right fit. Joe Adell comes over in the trade at the deadline to help give you a little balance in that lineup, but they are a left-handed dominant lineup offensively and have been for a while.
A long time. A long time.
A chopper up the first base side foul. I think there were times this year where Stephen Vogt, when they would face certain left-handers, there just weren't a lot of options. I mean, there's certain left-handers you're going to have to play, whether you wanted to or not.
Because, you know, the switch hitters, obviously, we always had 3 switch hitters in the lineup. There's Martinez.
But Chase DeLauder is a guy that we've talked about. He has more than held his own against lefties.
God, he's the best hitter against left-handers in the league.
There are some left-handed hitters who are just plain allergic to lefty pitchers, but not all.
Right.
Not everybody fits in the same category.
So true.
Good eye for Bazana. And that's already the 3rd walk issued by Nolan McLean. So the tying run aboard with 1 out here in the second for Chase DeLauder, who walked his first time up.
He might be able to steal a base off this guy too. I think he's a little bit slower than average. If he can get that jump or that running lead that he likes to get, I believe he can steal a base.
Chase takes, it's in there for a strike. DeLauder has reached now in 24 of his last 26 games. 6 walks in the series.
Yeah, he's always going to have a good on-base percentage the way he walks and with his eye. Always a lot of deep counts, and that's unusual for a young player like DeLauder actually being the rookie this year. Got a very good eye at the plate.
There goes Bazzana. Pitch is high. Throw down is high. And he's in there with a steal. His 17th on the year.
Well, and the 114th for the Guardians. And they are #1 in the league in that department. He got a good jump, and there was no way. Even a perfect throw wouldn't have gotten him. Go down head first.
Boy, that's a perfect pitch. Curveball right on the outside edge. Just carved the corner at the knees. Check. Did he go? They appealed, and he said he went. Well, you tell me.
Well, when you look at it from this angle, that was more than it was last night. I will say that. You know, I'll give him that one. But last night, he did not go.
Third strikeout for McLean. Yeah, it's only the 58th strikeout for DeLauder this year.
You know, I think that call is hard for the umpire. Not that I'm taking up for him, because he moves his body so much. You know what I mean? His legs and everything are going
his
forward.
arms usually go with the body.
Right. But he keeps those hands back, as we've talked about.
Jose takes, and it's 2-1. Jose drew a walk in the first. Big swing. See it all down and out of the strike zone.
That's the one that's could be really tough against left-handers. And you're talking about his hand. I was looking at him as he stepped out.
Up the first baseline, a diving stop by Wagaman, and a perfect underhand feed. McLean speeding over the bag to take the throw to end the inning. A dynamite defensive play turned in by the Mets gets them out of inning number 2, and they maintain a 1-run lead. That leads off the third for New York. And Foster Griffin delivers low ball 1. At the top of the show, Andre Knott mentioned that Foster Griffin will be calling his own pitches today by using the PitchCom device located on his belt loop. And the reason for that is twofold. One, he has 7 pitches that he can choose from. He throws 3 different fastballs. He's got a curveball and a sweeper, plus a changeup and a splitter. And you add to that, with that many pitches to choose from, and this is his first start, so Patrick Bailey hasn't had a lot of time to get to know him and really talk through scenarios or even catch him yet. So it just makes it easier for Griffin to go out and call his own pitches. And I bring that up because I saw a conversation recently where Greg Maddux was talking about this very issue. Maddux, now talking about a 4-time Cy Young Award winner, 4-time ERA title, 8-time All-Star, Hall of Famer, but he liked to call his own game. And there are a number of pitchers who do. As that is ball 4, first walk issued by Griffin. And for Maddux, he said, I would rather not have to wait on the catcher to tell me what I needed to throw, and then I would have to think about how to execute that pitch, as opposed to, all right, I know what I want to throw. I know what sequence I want to throw in and how I want to attack the hitter, so I would rather drive the boat.
I totally agree with that, and I think more pitchers should call their game.
Ground ball to third. Ramirez goes to second. There's one. And now tried to turn the double play, but Robert able to beat it out. 1 down.
You know, you got a lot of younger pitchers, though. They don't know. They're going to trust their catchers that know the hitters in the league. But if you know what you want to throw at certain times, there's nothing wrong with going ahead and doing that, because, as you say, you're working with a pitch clock. And if you know what you want to do and your sequence you want to set up, go right ahead, because it's going to speed it along and you'll be better off.
Well, we always hear the word conviction from pitchers, right? Well, how else are you going to get him to do that? If he knows.
But not every pitcher, not every human being is wired the same way. So there are some guys who would say, look, I don't want to have to think. I just want to execute you. So you tell me what to do, and I'll just trust you.
Yeah, you know, I won't shake you off.
That's how things work in my house.
Well, everyone's different. You know, like you say, different shapes, sizes for everybody and everything. But a lot of the young guys, they don't read hitters' swings yet. They don't know a lot of things that the veteran catchers here know.
Center field, that's deep. Halpin is back on the track at the wall. Can't get it. It's high off the wall. And by the time Halpin picks it up around third, coming home to score is Luis Robert, and it's 4-2 New York as Carson Benj just continues to bash the baseball here in Cleveland.
Yeah, you can't hit it much better than this guy has been able to swing. It has been carrying this series, and these guys, I mean, you get all the way back. They've run our outfielders into the wall a number of times in this series. This one, he has to go back to try to catch it, and you need help from the side, and you're going to get it because it was up a little too high for Halpin to get it. Goes as a triple for Benj. That's his third triple of the year.
Infield comes in with Francisco Alvarez at the plate. It's called a strike. He wants the challenge.
Batter challenging the strike.
ABS powered by T-Mobile, and the Mets are going to be out of challenges. This is, I mean, I should say the Mets are going to retain their last challenge because that pitch wasn't even close.
The ball. New York has one remaining.
Missed by almost 2 full inches.
Well, with one out, you can see Rocchio closer to the home plate than Jose is, because if he throw a changeup or off-speed pitches, he's got a chance to pull it and hit that ball harder to third than he does short, I believe. And I don't know if Benj is going on contact here. We will see. He can run, though. They have shown good patience with him now as they're going through it. They got aggressive with him in the second inning, early in the count.
He had a vicious cut there, full count.
Yeah, he had a good one to hit.
Alvarez 1 for 9 in the series and has struck out 6 times. And that's what Griffin is looking for here. Weak contact or a strikeout. And he takes low, ball 4. Two on, 1 out. And Marcus Semien drilled a home run his first time up. Just to the left of straightaway center field. High above the 19-foot wall. They have not looked like the New York Mets, who are currently in last place and have had a disaster of a season in this series. They have looked like the team everybody thought they would be this year.
Well, that pitch he hit out.
Challenge. My goodness.
Yeah,
Batter challenging the strike.
And this is another one that's not even close.
I had a feeling that this is going to be a long day when they start out early.
Pitches the ball. New York has 1 remaining.
Yeah, that's a full 2 inches off the outside corner.
Yeah. Man. Well, he's getting himself in trouble now. When they get ahead in the count, they don't have to swing at any of his really good pitches. And they haven't expanded. He hasn't been able to get them to expand their strike zone.
High fly ball to left, deep enough to get the run home. Tagging is Benj. Won't come home, and it's 5-2 New York. Semien has knocked in 2 on the afternoon.
I'll tell you what, he didn't miss that one by much. That was up there for a while. Semien gets his 37th RBI. Yeah, in that first game that Foster Griffin pitched against them, he gave up 5 runs in 5 innings, and they had 8 hits. They already have 5 runs now. You're in the 3rd inning.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Got him looking to end the inning. But the Mets tack on 2 and now lead it 5-2 midway through the 3rd. Guardians struck with 2 in the first inning, but the Mets have scored 5 unanswered. And so now Cleveland will try to go back to work with Nathaniel Lowe leading it off. He singled to left field his first time up. He has 3 hits in his first 2 starts as a Guardian. McLean has walked 3 in the first 2 innings. Only thrown 25 strikes out of his 47 pitches prior to that. Out of play, 2-2. And Lowe chases that curveball. 4th strikeout for Nolan McLean. 1 down here in the 3rd.
Now batting for the Guardians, left fielder Angel Martinez.
That'll bring up Angel Martinez, who knocked in both of Cleveland's runs in the first. Good to see Angel starting to pick things up offensively. Slow to get going after he came off the injured list, but he's now hit in 4 straight games.
He's looking much better now. Yeah, it took him a little while to get a feel for it, to get that timing. You know, you think about it, he missed what, a month or 5 weeks, right around there. So once he can get rolling. And there you go.
Right center field.
Yeah.
Robert on the run will get there. 2 down. And a word right now from Cleveland Clinic.
Sports medicine for the moments that move us. The future of peak performance is here. Cleveland Clinic.
Appeal rocks one to right center, moving over into the gap again. Robert makes the catch just shy of the track. And Cleveland goes 1-2-3 for the first time. 5-2 Mets after Comer's first time up. He's 4 for 4 in the series with 2 home runs.
Boy, he's
and 6 runs batted in.
Yeah, he's had a tremendous series. He got to sit last night. That's a 62nd pitch that Griffin has thrown, and they've only swung and missed 3 times.
Well, here's the story of the series for me. The Mets have 22 hits in the series. 13 of them for extra bases, including 8 home runs. So that, combined with Cleveland's missed opportunities offensively, and that's why you end up where you're at.
Well, you hit the home runs, you don't leave anybody on base, you clean them up.
That's true.
Makes it a little bit easier. You don't have to drive them in, and that's where Cleveland has had their issues.
Up the ladder he goes and strikes him out. He is human after all. 6th K for Foster Griffin. Injury report brought to you by the injury attorneys at Elk & Elk. Juan Soto dealing with a left calf strain.
No telling on when he's due back.
Swing and a miss by Christian Pache.
We won't see these guys till next year, and then we'll be in New York to face them.
Well, you consider he's had the same injury twice, Arch. It's probably going to be a problem. Probably going to be the rest of the season, is my guess.
Could be true.
Now the Mets, again, as we mentioned, with the payroll, with the star power, so much expected of this team, and then it's just been a disaster. And kind of adding insult to injury, they recently celebrated the '86 World Champion New York Mets. It's been 40 years.
Wow.
Yes, they have.
That team won it all. And Bobby Ojeda, who spent a little time in Cleveland, he was on the air during one of those telecasts, and he did not hold back.
No.
He said, I try not even to think about where this team is because it's frustrating. He blamed the general manager.
Wow.
He went so far as to say, I don't think the general manager believes in intangibles, which I think is so important to a winning ball club. And I thought the best quote of all the Arch came from Mookie Wilson, who was one of the key members on that '86 Mets championship team. Live ball right field over near the line, and a nice grunting catch by Chase DeLauder for out number 2. Terrific effort by DeLauder as he got the ball just in time. Mookie Wilson said, quote, players will do what you demand them to do. When expectations are less, you get less.
Wow.
Sometimes you have to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's the way it was back in those days, I guarantee it.
Well, look at how they've turned the roster over so many times the last 2 years. You know, they bring in Soto. They've changed. They got rid of a lot of. We talked about it last night. They got rid of Pete Alonso, who was drafted there and kind of was the captain per se.
It's the shakeups.
Yeah.
You know, it hasn't been stable there for a while. I mean, it goes up, and then new ownership and all that.
They pay big money for
they've
guys.
Gone through. They compete with the Yankees.
I mean, there was just a report that came out talking about Freddie Peralta, who just got traded away, had to broker a meeting between Lindor and Soto for those two to air their grievances and to get on the same page.
Yeah,
when your 2 highest paid players aren't speaking,
you got a problem.
What does that say?
Look, they're only paid like $1 billion between the 2 of them, so you may have to go a little more. I don't know. It's crazy now. But you know what? They've got a chance now to let these young players play here without any pressure this year, and they can set everything up with all the trades they've made. Who knows what they've got in return?
Rick, I said to you, I think last night, they're young players that we didn't even know that much about them because we always hear about their stars.
Right.
But the young guys that we've been able to watch the last 2 nights have impressed us.
Yeah, they've got some guys that can play. Yeah, you keep going. Ben, I mean,
Kid that was
they've got some
base.
good players.
Swing and a foul. Bailey didn't have a chance to hang on to that one.
Man, I think you hit on something that most of us wouldn't understand. But when you fight to try to be with the Yankees and try to keep up in the headlines with them, you're never going to win.
Well, we'll make a visit to both New Yorks next year. Both the Mets and the Yankees.
Hopefully not all in the same.
Maybe it'll be both in the same week, and we'll get another off day on Monday.
My pocketbook still's hurting from that.
this isn't even unprecedented. I mean, the Mets have 86 won it all. But since then, they've tried this same formula where they've gone out and tried to just load up on free agents, mercenaries, if you will.
Right.
Culture, the clubhouse, the chemistry had never really seen. The pieces never really fit. Maybe it was too many egos. Maybe it was too many me guys.
Well,
whatever the case was, it didn't work.
When you go out and you buy players and to get them together, it's all individualistic. You start thinking about yourselves more than you do with a team. You've got to have chemistry, and you've got to have, you know, stability in the organization to do all that.
Has his first hit in the series. A 2-out single here in the fourth. He was 0 for 12 with 7 strikeouts prior to that swing.
Well, he worked for that hit on that at-bat. He fouled off some tough pitches, and he finally got a pitch to his liking. He got his first hit in the series. That's an 8-pitch at-bat for Francisco.
Now Bo Bichette, who struck out on the first, walked in the third. One ball, one strike. Swing and a foul tip into the mitt of Bailey. 2-2. 2 down here in the fourth, and the Mets lead 5-2. Foster Griffin just over 80 pitches here in the fourth inning, and just a little low.
They've taken some good pitches that were with 2 strikes that they didn't even offer at.
Going to stay fair.
Can anybody take the ball inside out as good as he can?
Second and third on a double by Bichette. His 4th hit in the series.
He got the game-winning hit in the 10th inning last night, taking that ball inside and taking it the other way. Same place where this one was hit to drive in the go-ahead run, and he does it again now with 2 outs. He got a double, second and third. And Griffin trying to get out of this inning with no more runs.
Foster Griffin, you know, I just went and saw The Odyssey the other night. Big Hollywood blockbuster movie. Really well done, by the way. But I was thinking about that with regards to Foster Griffin. First round pick by Kansas City back in 2014. Spent 6 years in the minors with the Royals. And then he got a handful of games with Kansas City and Toronto through the 2022 season. Remember, he's drafted in 14. So through the 2022 season, he had pitched 7 games in the big leagues.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't working out for him. And then he goes to Japan and spent the last 3 years pitching in Japan. You know, talk about the Odyssey, trying to find himself, discover who he is, what worked, what he could take with him. Comes back to the U.S., signs a deal with Washington, becomes an all-star, and now finds his way here into the heat of a pennant race with Cleveland. Obviously, this first start hasn't gone as well as he would have liked. It's just another one of those crazy examples of what it sometimes takes a guy to figure it out.
And think about what Washington did. They signed him coming back, and he was an all-star. They also signed Meade after spring training, and they got him, and they turned him into a left-handed pitcher. They traded him to Boston. He got hurt, and now they've got a left-handed pitcher. They've done a nice job searching for guys and bringing them in, and they've moved a lot of them along. And they have already got a pretty good team. And Griffin is going to be a free agent at the end of the year.
He just turned 31 years old. Shallow right, in comes DeLauder. He's there, and the side is retired. Midway through the fourth, Mets 5, Guardians 2. For Cleveland, he singled his first time up.
Yeah, he got an inside fastball that he ended up serving over third base and into left field.
Halpin strikes out, one away. A word here from Bet365.
Did you win?
Let's just say the next round of omelets is on me, fellas.
Bet $10, get $200 in bonus bets.
You know, I don't mean to belabor the point, but it just, the disparity between how these two teams have performed offensively in this series is just so stark. I told you the Mets going in the last inning had 22 hits. 13 of those were for extra bases, including 8 home runs. Cleveland has hit 20 hits in the series. 20 hits. 3 for extra bases. All 3 doubles. Not a single ball over the fence. And not that you need to, you know, try to hit home runs or you have to.
No, they come with good at bats. Home runs do.
But when you only have 3 extra base hits and the other team has 13, it's hard to keep up.
That's why they're down at the bottom in the OPS, you know, and things like that. They don't get a lot of slug.
As you say, it's hard to sustain a rally when you're just going station to station.
And I mean, and they're number 1 in stolen bases, you know, and they're number 3 in walks. You know, they find their way on the bases. They can't find their way home, though. You know, there's too many of them left.
And the clutch hitting has been
abysmal this year. I mean, you go through streaks. We understand that. There's times where you're going to get hot, and when you're scoring 6 runs a game or something like that, you're going to be hitting very well. But then again, all teams go through the same cycle.
Back-to-back strikeouts, a called third strike on Bailey. He got locked up with a fastball.
Yeah, and this fastball can get by in a hurry. It's inside. It's a little too seamy. It's got some movement coming back, and it locks you up. But overall, I mean, you got to consistently find ways to get guys in. I don't care how you do it. You just have to do it, and they haven't been able to.
Angel Henao almost got hit. He just turned out of the way.
That's just to make him aware of the pitch on the inside. That's all.
Chopper up the middle. Lindor will cut it off. And they go in order. 8 straight set down by Nolan McLean.
And we've talked about two-way players, and Shohei Ohtani seems to be the big name we talk about. But how about these 2 guys from Oklahoma State? We mentioned it earlier in the series, but Carson Bench and Nolan McLean, who's on the mound today. Back at Oklahoma State, they were teammates and two-way players. Would you have guessed that McLean had more home runs in college? And Benj, as we've seen that arm already this week, is up there. But he had 79 strikeouts, and he decided he wanted to just be an outfielder when he got to the big leagues. But did you guys know McLean, when he was drafted, he asked to be a two-way player for a little while. They saw that arm, Rick met, and they said, nah, we're going to put you at the top of the rotation.
A couple of very talented guys, huh?
Yeah, whoever was scouting down there said, I'll just stay here.
Well, yeah, they could do. Hey, that's athletic. That's good.
Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen made here in the 5th inning for Matt Festo. And first, that pitch is popped in the air on the 1-0 pitch by Carson Benj. Petey Halpin has it 1 down. Foster Griffin in his Guardians debut, 4 innings. And 5 runs on 7 hits. Walked 2, struck out 6. A couple of home runs and a triple by Carson Benj. Off the end of the bat, foul by Francisco Alvarez.
Well, this is the time where the bullpen has got to hold it and put some zeros on the board until that offense can get going. Keep it a 3-run ball game.
Got him, knocked him back, 3-1. Wow, that was bearing in on him. He may have swung out of self-defense.
Well, he never thought he was going to get another pitch inside after that pitch. And what's he do? He runs one right back in there. That little two-seamer. So he said he was looking out over the plate. There's nothing else he could do.
And that's ball 4. Well, I've mentioned this before. The internal mail delivery system here at the ballpark is not exactly on par with the Pony Express. This letter was sent to us several weeks ago. And we wanted to send out belated happy birthday wishes to Ron Feskinen of LaGrange, Ohio, who celebrated his 93rd birthday 2 weeks ago.
That's okay. Happy birthday, belated.
So happy birthday to Ron. He was part of his school's marching band, and they performed on opening day 1948.
Wow. Last time they won the World Series. Yeah.
So happy birthday, Ron. Hope you enjoyed your day.
Thanks, Jeffrey.
Yes, Jeffrey. Thank you very much. We appreciate it, Jeffrey.
It's Jeff. No, Jeffrey.
Jeff.
Okay, Jeffrey.
All right, Jeffy. We make the nickname. You go with it.
Tell Hefe to you clowns. In there for a strike to Marcus Semien.
The mailman delivered somewhat.
Semien homered in the second, knocked in a run with a sacrifice fly in the third.
You know, Rick, last night we were talking about Polanco, who's had an awful season, but he looked like the old guy we've seen in the past year. Today, Semien looks like the old Marcus Semien.
Yeah, well, you know what? These guys, you make your pitches to them, you're going to get them out.
Yes.
I mean, they've been struggling. You hang some pitches. These guys are veterans. They've been around a long time. They're going to hit them. And that's what he hit last night. Off Bobby was a hanging breaking ball. He speeded up his bat, made him look silly the other time. And then Marcus Semien, it's not as quick as it used to be.
Right.
And that goes to show you still have to make quality pitches. You know, even if for guys that are hitting 200, if you make mistakes, you can get hit hard.
Hit hard and fair up the third base side all the way down into the corner. Cut off there by Angel Martinez. He fires towards third, made it fairly close, but sliding in safely is Alvarez. And now the Mets have runners at second and third with one out.
There you go. A double for Semien. That's number 9. Let's watch where the pitch is located. It's a spinner, and it stayed up. You see where he has to reach for it, and he almost. Bailey just closed because they're well off the line. They're looking for something away, and he made a mistake, and that's what he does. They're playing him the other way. You make a bad pitch, you speed up his bat, and that's what you get, trouble. So now second and third, they're trying to add on here, and this is where they have to put a 0 on the board.
Well, they talk things over. We'll get a word from Levin Furniture and Mattress.
Sink into unbeatable comfort with Lazy Boy recliners, starting at just $395. For an incredible selection of Lazy Boy, shop Levin.
Jared Young will pinch hit here for Eric Wagaman. Ports one through the left side of the infield. Another run is in as Alvarez scores. Semien stops at third. And it's now 6-2 New York. 3 straight have reached back-to-back hits off Festa with one out here in the 5th inning.
Well, wastes no time. Jumped on that first pitch and places it perfect. Look where you're going to see where the infield's playing him, but he had a lot of room over on the other side. He gets in on the trademark, and you can see where Rocchio's playing, and way up the middle, and he was about 5 to 10 feet off. As that ball goes to left field, one will score. They'll keep runners at the corners, but it makes it a 6-2 game now.
No balls, 2 strikes. Luis Torrens, he has tormented Cleveland in this series. Had a chance to really do some damage here. Runner goes at first. Pitch is up and in, and a stolen base for Jared Young. And that's just his 2nd on the year.
Yeah, they're not a team that steals bases, or many of them. It's only number 58. But it brings the infield in.
Up right field near the line. DeLauder camps under it.
They're not going to send him.
Tags.
They're not going to send him.
The throw is knocked down by Bailey. And the runners hold 2 away.
Bailey does a nice job to just knock this ball down, knowing he wasn't coming. But he missed the cutoff man, but boom, hits him, but he kept it in front of him. That was like a goalie right there.
Get another pinch hitter. A.J. Ewing will bat for Christian Pache, and Bailey goes out to give Festa a breather. Go over a brief report. A.J. Ewing last night had a double, 3 hits in the series. Bouncing ball to Ramirez. Jose throws him out. Mets tack one on halfway through. 6-2 New York.
Or lounge, all-inclusive food and non-alcoholic beverages. Head to CLEGuardians.com.
Travis Pisano leads off the bottom of the 5th inning. Guardians have been stymied by Nolan McLean since they scored 2 runs in the 1st inning.
Well, they got him early, but he settled in after they bounced back and put 3 on the board.
He has retired 8 straight. Pisano is out looking. 7th strikeout for Nolan McLean. And a word now from Liberty Ford.
Liberty's in Aurora, Maple Heights, Canton, Palmer Heights, Brunswick, Vermilion.
Line drive and a single to right for Chase DeLauder. First hit for the Guardians since the 1st inning, and it stops the string of 9 in a row retired by McLean.
Well, there's the breaking ball. 85, and it comes down. He didn't get it in, and you can see Chase just stayed back. That's right in his wheelhouse where he can drive it to right. So a 1-out single. Be nice to answer.
Jose spins away. It's ball 1 inside.
Rick, this is one of those times they need a jolt. It's gotten real quiet.
It would be great. I mean, yeah, they need some life.
They need life, yes.
Yes, they do. They're sitting down. I mean, they're just waiting for something to happen. You got to make it happen. Well, there's 3 straight. You already have 1 out of the inning, but yeah, you need a couple of key hits here.
When you have 3 extra base hits in an entire series, that lends to quiet.
Right.
It's just no excitement, no energy.
Right.
You're not getting first to third. You're not getting people moving.
That's what offense does. It usually generates a little energy, is right, and they've had none.
There's a flare.
That's going to fall.
Right field. It gets down. They were playing him really deep. Benj was way back in right field. And maybe there's the break that they have needed. They've got 2 on with 1 out, and Nathaniel Lowe coming up.
It's off the end of the bat here, and with him playing that deep, there's a 2-seamer. You can see it went right off the end. That swing as an outfielder looks like it's hitting just as hard, but you can never get there.
Well, you don't see it off the end of the bat all the way out there, I'm guessing.
Right. You can tell sometimes by the sound, Andre, you know, where it didn't, it's not a crack. I mean, where he hit it really well. That ball was off the end. It usually tells you it's going to be in front of you.
Nathaniel Lowe singled in the first, struck out his last time up. And looks at ball 1 outside. McLean just over 75 pitches today.
Like I said, he's gone 8 starts, consecutive starts where he's gone at least 6 innings, but 6 of them where he's gone 2 or less earned runs.
Bombed his last time out. But no signs of that here today. Missed in off the plate. (3-0) for Nathaniel Lowe. Angel Martinez on deck.
Starting to see a little movement in that Mets bullpen.
Hit hard. There you go. Deep right field. Benj will wave goodbye.
There you go.
Nathaniel Lowe's first home run as a Guardian pulls them to within a run. They finally get the jolt they've been looking for.
That comes on a 3-1 pitch, and Lowe gets his 13th homer of the year, but they needed that. There's your little excitement, your energy. And it brings you right back into the ball game.
Looks a little bit like King Arthur in that helmet. And he delivers in a big way for the Guardians here in the 5th. Angel Martinez. Pulls it foul.
Well, we asked for a jolt. We got one.
Yes, desperately needed too. Makes it a 1-run ball game. Now you're back into it. Keep going. You've got him on the ropes. 3 straight hits.
Mets foul at the first base side.
Watch this short swing. Gets the
drive.
barrel head out. Boom. 112 off the bat.
Wow.
That stayed on the inner third of that plate, but he drops the head of it, and it's a line drive and a good swing, and it's 3 runs. Just what the doctor ordered.
Angel Martinez out looking. He thought about a challenge, but did not.
Batting for the Guardians, shortstop Brian Rocchio.
8 strikeouts for McLean. 2 down here in the inning. "13 homers for Nathaniel Lowe. It's his 3rd since the All-Star break. 16 runs batted in. And he's hit well over 330 since the break. But he is a guy that just, you think of Nathaniel Lowe in that swing, it's more of a line drive approach. There's a little flare in the left field for Brian Rocchio. 4th hit of the inning for Cleveland.
That's the swing you want to see. The approach you want to see. Take what is given. Base hit. Look at that ball, breaking ball away. He didn't go out front. He let it come deep, and look at that. That's a good swing. That's hitting right there.
And now Petey Halpin, who is 1 for 2 today. He singled in the first, struck out in the 4th.
There's the dead pull swing there.
Knocked him back with a fastball.
There's that 2-seamer. He's got to back up a little bit.
A rocket into right field. Rocchio will have to stop at second. He had to stop and make sure that ball didn't clip him as it whistled past him. And now 5 hits in the inning for Cleveland. And the 8th man to bat will be Patrick Bailey.
Well, there's one. You can see it gets by. He wasn't going to run anyway if it didn't get by him, but that guy in right field, so he picks it up and just gets it back in.
Mets will get some action in the bullpen. They've got a left-hander just now starting to get loose. Nate Lavender, who pitched in the series opener.
That was his major league debut, right?
Yeah, he came into a sticky situation and did a nice job. But Nolan McLean, who was cruising along, he had retired 9 in a row when he struck out Travis Pisano to start this inning. But then DeLauder and Ramirez with back-to-back singles, and on a 3-1 pitch, Nathaniel Lowe launched a 3-run homer to make it a 1-run game. And then with 2 outs, back-to-back hits by Brian Rocchio and Petey Halpin. Now Patrick Bailey 0 for 2. He checks on a pitch that's called a ball, and yet another challenge.
There have been a few challenges here, especially by New York.
ABS powered by T-Mobile, and the Mets are now officially out of challenges.
Confirmed, New York is out of challenges.
Cleveland still has both of their ABS challenges remaining. You know, it just hit me. I've been trying to figure out who Nolan McLean reminds me of. He looks like Doug Draven. Remember with the big mustache?
With Pittsburgh, yes.
And the
Houston.
long kind of flowing hair.
Yes. I've been trying to think the same thing, but I like it. It's got to be the stash.
The 2-0. Hard hit ball to first, and a nice play by Wagaman, or rather Jacob Young. He takes it himself, and the side is retired. But the Guardians fight back. A big blast from Nathaniel Lowe has made it a one-run game through 5. And then he dialed it in. He was absolutely dominant, overpowering. 1 out in the 9th, had the no-hitter. And then Juan Soto took him deep to straightaway center. He came that close.
Oh, so close.
I'll never forget at the end, I asked him, I go, how you feel? He goes, I'm tired.
Which he should be.
Yeah.
Colin Holderman on the pitch for Cleveland here in the 6th inning. Originally a 9th round pick of the Mets back in 2016.
Now, I know some questioned last night why he did not come in the 10th inning, and I was told he's been under the weather the last couple of days, so that's why they held him back yesterday, Rick.
I figured that. I mean, you don't see him come in a ball game, and you know there's got to be something wrong. It's been very good for him this year. And this is exactly what they have to do. Put a nice 0 on the board. You get in the top of the lineup, and there's a foul ball.
Did you ever wonder where that term came from, under the weather?
Yeah.
So we're above the weather right now?
Well, most of us usually are.
Under the weather. I mean,
there's a lot of sayings like that.
For most of us, it just doesn't, if you think about it, it doesn't make any sense at all.
No.
But it's an old sailor's term.
Really?
Yeah, Matt was in the service. You know that.
You mean Jeff?
If a sailor was feeling sick, you go under
the weather.
Under deck.
Wow.
You go below deck if you're not feeling good.
Okay.
You ever get seasick? You ever got on a boat get seasick?
Absolutely.
You go below deck. You don't see the shoreline. The boat's not bobbing up and down.
You're just full of
he's a
information.
fisherman now.
He's
Useless knowledge.
Useless knowledge. Tell you what, when you see that heat lamp for Lindor, it seems like the hire has been a.
That's what they've done all series.
Yeah.
They've attacked him up.
Look at that.
They've dominated. It's not that difficult. You hit the blue dots, you got a good chance of success. You hit the red dots, might be a different story.
Goes back. If you don't need that grab, the hitter will let you know when you make a bad pitch.
Well, not only that, but if he continues to swing at the pitch he's not hitting, you keep throwing it there.
Right.
Until he proves he can hit it.
Or stop swinging at it.
Right.
Lindor, 7th all-time in Mets history in stolen bases and home runs. It's one of those things. Frankie played, it's hard to forget, 777 games in a Cleveland uniform. And you know, when somebody's gone, you don't realize with time how long they've been gone.
Right.
For you and me, it doesn't seem like that long ago he was here.
Right.
All of a sudden, he's 7th in Mets history.
Right.
Homers and stolen bases.
When you said that, it sort of hit a button.
Down again. That's the 8th time Lindor has struck out in the series.
Really slows this breaking ball down and gets him out front. He got that one out front. He sees it up top, but then by the time it gets to you, it's down below the strike zone and swings over top of it.
When you said that about Lindor, Matt, I just thought about when we talked yesterday. He said, man, I got 3 kids now.
Yeah.
You know, so that told me, I was like, yeah, you have been gone a while.
Well, he won't be itching to come back to Cleveland anytime soon after a 1-for-14 with 8 strikeout performance. And I would assume at least one more trip to the plate before this one's over.
Hey, now, actually, it made me think of that, too, because he's my favorite player. Because that was a player I grew up trying to be like, and I'm thinking, man, I'm old. I remember that.
Hey now. One ball and 2 strikes on Bo Bichette with 1 out here in the 6th. Tried to serve it into right field, but DeLauder, playing rather shallow, has an easy play on it. 2 down. Up comes Luis Robert, 1 for 3.
And play for New York, center fielder Luis Robert Jr.
He fouled that off, got a piece of it. We tried to jam him, and Robert able to pull the hands in and get just enough of that to push the ball into left field for a 2-out single. His second hit today.
There you go. They're looking away, and they run it way inside, and I mean in off the plate by about 3 or 4 inches. But he does get the hands in there. Doesn't hit it very hard, but it goes for a base hit, a 2-out single.
And up comes Carson Bench. Broke his bat, and another flare that's going to fall into left field. So the last 2 balls have not been hit hard, but they extend the inning for New York. That ball sawed his bat in half.
Yeah, it did. That's off the end of the bat, and it takes half the barrel with it. But you've got 2 outs, and now comes Carl Willis.
Greg Yoho has just grabbed a baseball and is starting to get loose in the Cleveland bullpen. Francisco Alvarez has walked his last 2 times up. Alvarez came into the series finale just 1 for 8 in the series with 6 strikeouts. But for whatever reason, he's flipped the switch and he's been Mr. Patient, drawing 2 walks. Well, this is a big at bat because you've got Marcus Semien on deck, and he has been swinging the bat very well today. He has doubled, homered, and knocked in 2 runs. There he goes, finds his zone. 2-1.
2-0 with the breaking ball to get in to the strike zone.
Colin Holderman, after being drafted by the Mets in 2016, made his debut in the big leagues with New York in 22. Pitched in 15 games that year, but then was traded before the season ended to Pittsburgh. Strike 2 for Daniel Vogelbach.
Oh man, remember him?
They're at 2-2. Swings and fouls it off. When healthy, Colin Holderman was more than effective in a Pirates uniform, but that was the problem. He had a number of different maladies: shoulder soreness, a right thumb problem, sprained right wrist. knee sprain. The 2-2. Outside, full count.
Well, off and running on the pitch. The base runners will be 3-2 count, as you mentioned. Alvarez walked the last 2 times. See how anxious he's going to be to swing the bat here.
Ground ball on the right side, and Henao throws him out. The Mets strand a pair. They lead by a run. Angel Henao will lead it off when we come back. Brought to you by your Northeast Ohio Ram dealers. Left-hander Nate Lavender on to pitch for the Mets. Angel Henao leading off, batting right-handed for the first time today, 0 for 2. Nolan McLean pitched just 5 innings today.
Yeah, that stops his string of 8 consecutive starts with 6 innings.
5 runs on 7 hits. He walked 3, struck out 8. Didn't mean to, fouled it back. It's 1-2. In the air to center, Luis Robert makes the catch, 1 down.
Going to get a pinch hitter now.
Joe Adell will bat for Travis Bazzana in the DH spot.
Number 7, Joe Adell.
Is that time to go get the
pitching coach going out for a chat?
Well, the Guards host the Padres on Saturday. That'll be August 15th, and 15,000 fans will receive a City Connect sling bag thanks to the Cleveland Museum of Natural History. Tickets are on sale now. Just go to CLEGuardians.com to get your tickets.
Only the second pinch hit appearance for Joe Adell this year. He is 1 for 1.
Yeah, you're an everyday guy. Most of the times they give you a day to rest.
Sometimes when you have a day game followed by a night game, it's the hitters who maybe show up a little late. Today it was the pitchers who didn't answer the bell early, and the offenses have responded to the tune of 11 runs on 19 hits.
Oh, a little double clutch there.
Adell is out on strikes. 2 down.
Comes back with a changeup right here, and it sort of locked him up. He sees it, but he just couldn't pull the trigger. So he'll go down looking. Out number 2.
Chase to Lauder. has walked, singled, and scored 2 runs. Almost picked off the Bat Boys next to the dugout on that check swing. 0-2. One ball, 2 strikes for DeLauder. Batting with 2 down here in the 6th inning. Guardians down a run. Checked, it was low. Guardians began the day still 3 games back of Chicago in the AL Central, 1 game in front of Minnesota, and a game and a half ahead of Detroit. So the division very tight among the top 4 teams. DeLauder strikes out. They go 1, 2, 3. We go to the 7th. 6-5 New York.
Well, it's going to be another Kids Fun Day on August 16th, and all kids get to run the bases after the Guards face the Padres at 1:40. Thanks to Cleveland Clinic Children's. Get your tickets now at CLEGuardians.com. They got hosed on Sunday when they had the rain and everything, and they had to cover the field. They weren't able to run the bases. So hopefully, if you come back on the 16th, you'll get a chance to do it.
Craig Yoho on to pitch for the Guardians, and a swing and a miss by Marcus Semien. Yoho came over from Milwaukee prior to the deadline. He's pitching in his 3rd game with Cleveland. 2 scoreless innings so far, and a swing and a miss by Semien. It's 0-2. Semien a solo homer in the 2nd, a sacrifice fly to knock in a run in the 3rd, and a double in the 5th. Mets had an opportunity to really blow this thing open in that 5th inning. They had 2nd and 3rd. After the RBI hit by Jared Young and a subsequent stolen base with only 1 out, but they could not cash in. And the Guardians came back with a 3-run homer in the bottom half of that inning to make it a 1-run game. And now on a 2-2 pitch, Semien dumps it into left field for his 3rd hit of the afternoon.
Yeah, he stayed back on that changeup and hit it nicely. You watch him stay back. Here comes that changeup, and it's right there. Key is just staying back on it, and he did. They get their 12th hit of the day. Jared Young, an RBI single. His only time up when he pinch hit in the 5th. Scores from around the league, courtesy of Bet365.
Guardians are getting lucky. The Chicago White Sox don't play the Red Sox until 7 o'clock tonight.
Get used to it.
Yeah.
Late day, you know, Boston, they'll get home late.
Yeah, Boston didn't do him any favors.
Is it going to be that way with us too when we go there?
In September?
Yeah.
Broke his bat, popped it up. And Hanau lets it fall. Goes to second to get the force there. Oh man, if they'd have thrown to first, they'd have had a double play. Wow. Jared Young didn't even go to. He was on his way back in the dugout.
Did you not see the ball drop?
So 1 out for Luis Torrens. Resetting the pitch clock. Watching the play, or maybe he was.
Well, he hit first base, so that's why he makes the wide turn. But it's a force out at second base. Right. But he already hit the base.
And he steals second. With 1 out, Patrick Bailey let this ball go, but nobody was covering.
Yeah, there you go. You're going to see it's late. Hanau gets there. Never.
Must have been some miscommunication between Hanau and Rocchio as to who was supposed to cover.
Obviously, communication breakdown there.
At-bats with a runner in scoring position in the series for Cleveland. Right field, near the line, racing over to Lauder, and it's a fair ball. He didn't make the play. Throw to second. He's going to keep Torrens at first base. But to third goes Jared Young. He had to wait. The Lauder appeared as though he was going to have a chance to make the catch, but did not.
Here's another look. This guy, he's got pretty good pop the other way. That just stays fair.
There, yeah.
I mean, that hit the yellow line.
Rick, you're right. The ball's traveled off his bat the other way.
It really has. He's hit the ball well, and I mean, I lost it down in the corner. I couldn't see it, but
it looked like Chase kind of gave up on it. If he keeps going, I think he's got a chance to make a catch. Maybe he thought it was going to be foul, and that's why he just sort of pulled up on it. But the runners weren't sure either, so infield in, first and third, 1 out. And A.J. Ewing squares with the safety squeeze. He puts it right out in front of the plate. And the throw down to first, they get the out, 2 down.
It wasn't far enough.
He's telling somebody to get on the bag. Bailey said, why was no one in second? Uh-oh.
I mean, that was a fair ball. It stayed out, but Jose was coming in. And nobody was anywhere. The only play he could throw was to first base.
Mets think it was a foul ball, but it looked like it was clearly out in front of the plate.
Let's take a look. It looked like it from our vantage point. We're behind the play. But there it comes back, and he's still back behind the plate. So that's his argument there. And then his only play was first base, and you could see he calls it a fair ball.
Rocchio was there, and you could see Bailey pat his chest protector after the play was over, saying, "My bad, I should have just let her rip." He may have had PTSD from the previous play where he threw down there and there was nobody there.
He originally said somebody get to the bag, and then Rocchio was kind of like, I am here. And that's what he said, my bad.
Fouled it. 0-2 on Lindor. Right field and deep on an 0-2 pitch. Unbelievable. Francisco Lindor, who has had a miserable series, just hit a massive 3-run homer for New York. On an 0-2 pitch, he gets his 10th home run of the season.
Yeah, that one hurts right there. Take a look. There's that changeup in and down right into that zone. And look at Bailey. He knew it was not the good location. You needed that ball to bounce. But he got enough of it, hit it out, his 10th homer. And that's been the difference in this series, is that long ball for the Mets.
It's their 9th home run in the series. I'll give them this. They're consistent. They've hit 3 home runs in every game.
A single, a 2-run homer, and a 3-run homer today.
And Bichette strikes out to end the inning. Stretch time in Cleveland. Guardians now down 4. On to pitch for New York. Second appearance in the series. He pitched the 9th inning in the opener. A scoreless inning of work, walked a batter.
Well, that's what they said they were going to do with him now. They want him to go out, pitch 1 inning. Just used his fastball and his splitter, and that's it. So I expect him to go just 1. We'll see.
Jose Ramirez, first ball swinging. It's a hard ground ball to second. 1 away. And our Chevy drive of the game takes us back to the 5th inning when Nathaniel Lowe stepped to the plate with 2 on and 1 out. Got a 3-1 pitch and blasted it into the cheap seats for a 3-run homer.
Yeah,
we're a 1-run game at that point.
Right back into the ball game there, made it a 1-runner, but that 3-run homer in the top of the 7th just took a lot of steam out of this team.
And that's in there for a strike. The 1-2 pitch is up and away. Foul back out of play. That's foul at the first base side.
Well, you can see he's making them work. Already 8 pitches.
And he strikes him out. 2 away.
Save for Cleveland, left fielder Angel Martinez.
That's basically what you're going to get, that fastball or that forkball that he throws right there. Forkball you don't want to swing at the first pitch. But he bounced that one and he couldn't check his swing. You see, that was I mean, not even close. That thing bounced way out in front of the plate.
And he strikes him out. 1, 2, 3 go the Guardians. We go to the 8th. 9-5 New York.
125 years of Cleveland baseball. You can make a donation of $125 to the Cleveland Guardians charities, and you will receive a limited edition 125th anniversary jacket. Proceeds will benefit more than 15,000 youths, and learn more at CLEGuardians.com.
Slade Ciccone is the new Guardians pitcher. And Luis Robert is down on the count 0-2. He has 2 hits today, both singles. That's off the outside edge. Quick pitch to just inside. 1-2 the count. Ciccone worked 2 2/3 innings in the series opener, and his first appearance out of the bullpen as a Guardian. Gave up just the 1 run on a homer to Carson Bench. That is a fair ball and no play for Jose Ramirez. It'll be an infield hit for Luis Robert, and it's his 3rd hit in the game here today after he was 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts in the first 2 games.
Even though he slipped, I don't think he would have had him. Watch, he couldn't even get a throw off once he tries to plant, and there goes the foot. Left foot slid. He could not do anything, so that's a hit. 15 hits now for the Mets. They have had a big series here.
.32 hits for New York, 16 for extra bases.
Yeah, there you go. Man, oh man.
It's a good sign for both Slade Ciccone and the team as a whole. After pitching 2 2/3 innings 2 days ago, he's able to bounce right back and pitch here today, transitioning from the starting rotation to the bullpen. Never easy, but the key for Ciccone is how will his arm respond? How will his body respond pitching, maybe back-to-back days, or 2 times out of 3 days, 3 times out of 4 days as we go forward.
That's where he may get a situation that he likes. He's get a chance to pitch more often.
Right. Well,
and you come in, it doesn't have to be more than 1 inning or anything, but right now he's stretched out like a starter, so he can go.
Well, you just hit on it. He likes to pitch.
I know.
I mean,
to me, I've heard some pitchers say, I like the bullpen because I get an opportunity. I have a chance to play every day.
Well, we've watched him as a starter get out early and do all the things that he likes.
He goes out about an hour early.
But his attitude, I think you're talking about the physical stuff, and I get that, but mentally he said, you know what? As long as I'm on this pitching team and I get to work with the guys here, he goes, I'm excited. He goes, because I know when I'm working with these guys, they're going to get the best out of me. And I thought when he said that, that will make all of this work.
Yeah. Well, yes, he's into it.
Right. He's like, give me the ball. Let's figure it out. He goes, they're going to make me better. I'm all in.
He's going to find a way to make it work, and I like that. Good attitude.
Isn't that life?
Yeah. 100%.
How you look at the situation, how you perceive it is everything.
Right.
You can look at it like, oh, I got demoted, and turn it into a negative.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's not what you want to do.
Or you can look at it like, hey, I'm still in the big leagues. I've got an opportunity to pitch more often. I've got a chance to refine maybe some of my pitches, change my work habits, look at things from a different. I mean, there's a million ways you can go about it, and your attitude and how you perceive it is going to dictate how it goes.
Make the best of it is all you can do. Well, and right now it's back-to-back singles here to start the 8th.
Yeah, an infield hit, and then Ben's just fought that one off, shot it the other way.
He needs a double play ball here.
Swing and a miss by Francisco Alvarez. 0 for 2 has walked twice, scored a run.
Yeah, he got a little ground ball to second base, but that's what you want. You want to get a ground ball here and turn it.
Two good pitches. He's ahead 0-2. As the saying goes among pitchers, when the ball leaves your hand, there's a lot that you cannot control. He's thrown 10 out of 13 pitches for strikes. And that one goes to the backstop on cue.
That ball went off the glove of Bailey up in the zone. I don't know if it bothered him. It didn't look like it was that high. It shouldn't have been caught. We'll see how they score it. Oh yeah, that's too high. We're sitting behind him. Yeah, that's going to be a wild pitch.
Now he needs a strikeout. Deep to left, and it's off the wall. And that'll get another run home. It's 10-5 New York, a double for Alvarez, and his 28th RBI of the year.
Yeah, that's one as a base runner. You've got. I know it's not your home park, but you got to be able to read this ball better. That was a hanging breaking ball way above the strike zone. He gets on top of it. At second, you got to read that ball is not going to be caught and you'd be able to score easily. They waited till it hit the wall and they held him up, and he never even got rid of the ball.
I guess you got to give credit to Angel Martinez for deking him.
Well, yeah, I guess if that's what you're not even looking at.
If you're looking at him and not the ball,
you've got to be looking at the ball.
Rick's
you got to know what's going on. That was high off the wall. There was no way you can't read that. To me, that's not good base running. You got to know that. You can't put that on your coach. Watch it. I mean, watch it. You see, he can deke you all you want, but you can see that ball was not even close to him. And he's a lot closer to the left field wall than we are.
He was good at arithmetic, but not reading.
Well, that's all it is. It's a matter of concentration and doing your thing on the bases. You don't need your coach most of the time if you do your job. Coaches get blamed for a lot. Players never do.
Yeah, I'm with you. I would not put that on the coach.
No way.
We're not trying to pick on Carson Bench.
No.
But I will ask you this. He's never played in this park.
Right. I know.
19-foot wall, maybe just.
But he has eyes.
Yeah.
He can see where the ball's at.
You're not going to let it go.
No, I'm not.
Stop.
You're going to miss me.
Yeah, I already told somebody that just now.
Schoolboy, somebody needs a nap.
It's bad. Yes, sir.
No, I can wait till 4.
This is back of the plate and into the seats. As you say, when you don't score, when the offense struggles, the team tends to look a little lethargic, low on energy. And that certainly, I think, has been an honest assessment of where the Guardians are at in this series in particular. And I say that because I have noticed at least on 3 separate occasions today, I just happened to look down, and I've seen Jose Ramirez clapping into his glove. In other words, he's trying to get the other guys on the field, trying to generate a little, hey, come on, let's go. He's sensing that lethargy around him on the infield.
Yes, indeed.
So that's ball 4. Now the bases are loaded, and Cicconi's still looking for the first out of the inning. And here comes Carl Willis again.
Carl's been out there more today than he has in a long time.
I think this is the first time this year they will have exhausted their mound visits. I could be wrong, but I don't know. I can't remember many times where he's had to make this many trips to the mound.
Yeah, it's too hard to remember.
Been one of those days. Been one of those series. Been one of those homestands. They have not played well. They had that one game where was it? Gavin pitched a shutout ball, and they won that game against Arizona. Outside of that, they haven't pitched well.
Absolutely.
They haven't played defense well. And even though they've swung the bats at times well today,
no, just delete this one from your mind.
Things have not gone well since the All-Star break. I think the 3rd worst record in the American League since the All-Star break.
Yeah, they're looking at 11 out of 14 if this one comes down.
their hopes of a rally are hanging by a thread right now. Jared Young, the batter, with the bases juiced, nobody out.
Already 29 pitches in this inning, and he doesn't have an out yet, so he's really scuffling, but you don't have much left here in the 8th.
And he's walked in a run, and that'll be the end of the outing for Slade Ciccone. He does not retire a batter. And Tim Herron, left-hander, will be coming on When we come back, it's now New York 11, Cleveland 5.
The ultimate goal of an MLB fan is seeing it all. MLB Journey to 30 Sweepstakes presented by T-Mobile should be on your bucket list. Enter now for your chance to win trips to all 30 ballparks.
Tim Herron is the new Guardians pitcher. Bases are loaded, nobody out. And Luis Torrens the batter. And it's 2-0. Well, for the 27,764 that turned out today, at least they can say it didn't rain.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we got some raindrops about an hour ago. And the ground screw is behind me, so it's not over yet, Matty.
3 straight walks and 3 runs in for the Mets. It's now 12-5 New York. And A.J. Ewing, 0 for 2 since coming into the game in the 5th inning as a pinch hitter, is now at the plate, and he swings and misses at a curveball. Pitch was up and in, and rather than get out of the way, he kind of ended up half swinging.
Well, let's see where it's located. That's right in there. And I mean, there's not much. He just nothing he could do.
Well, he could have just backed out of the way.
Yeah, it's easier said than done. That when you get in the box and tell me that when it comes right at you.
Struck him out. 1 down here in the 8th.
Batting for the Mets, shortstop Francisco Lindor.
Frankie Lindor to the plate, the 8th man to bat in the inning. His 3-run homer blew it open in the 7th. He was 1 for 14 in the series with 8 strikeouts before that home run.
Yeah, he had both hits today. An 0-2 pitch though in the 7th inning, coming down in the zone, and it had middle of the plate changeup. He got that one into right field, a 3-run home run, and that just took the air right out of the ballpark.
Nice snag by Bailey. Three balls, no strikes.
You know, that's been an epidemic going around, Matt. The bases loaded walks this year in baseball. There have been now 243 walks. And
bases loaded?
With the bases loaded this year, and we have 12 as a team. That is tied for 5th most. But don't you remember there was somebody, I think Cincinnati had like 17 so early into the season. We played them the first time around. 243 on the year. It really is.
Well, it goes back to, though, what you were saying the other day about stuff. You know, we're seeing more guys throw 98 to 100 than we've ever seen before. But can they actually pitch? A foul tip into the mitt. Bailey hangs on, and Lindor strikes out again. 2 down. So you got guys maybe coming out of the bullpens with overpowering stuff.
Right.
But if they have a bad day where they're not commanding it, they don't have anything to dial it back to get into the zone.
Everybody goes for the strikeout when you're coming out of the bullpen. And Cincinnati was the one that reminded me of that, because I remember early they were doing it. They have 23 on the year. Where they have done is that 23 free runs.
You're talking about drawing. They've drawn 23 bases loaded walks, or they've given them up.
Given them up. Oof. 23. That's the team I remember. They threw a lot early in the year. That's what made me think about it. And I mean, I've watched, you know, you watch the highlights all year when you look around baseball and you say, oh, bases loaded walk, bases loaded walk. I've heard it a lot this year.
I would assume they're on the high end. I wonder what the median is. Like, what's the average?
Well, we're 5th, and we had 12. And they're 23. They're almost twice as much as we are.
You know, you kind of look at it, and the way we look at the game today, especially front offices, everything's crunched through numbers. You extrapolate that out over a season. How many games that cost you? Wow. At least a handful, probably.
You would think so. It could. Situations, you're right.
And Bailey.
Boy, he's had a tough day, but I'm not saying he's had a bad day. He's got a tough one catching all the pitchers.
They've challenged him.
They have challenged him today, man. It's been a long day for him. He's going to get, after this game, he's going to want to get in a tub of ice. And I mean, he's been all over the place. They've made a lot of mistakes as far as pitching goes. Some bad pitches in the strike zone that the Mets have taken advantage of. He has had a long day back there. That last pitch was number 52 of the inning for Zacconi and Herron.
Fair behind the bag, and a long throw to first, but not in time. Jose did everything humanly possible, but it'll go for an infield RBI single for Bo Bichette, and the Mets just keep piling on. They've scored 4 times here in the 8th.
Just another high hopper. It has been a bad day today. All the way around. Jose makes the throw best he can do and gets it over there. Short hops it. Just another run, another hit, and Vogt making another trip to the mound.
So with the horses clear of the barn, Austin Hedges is going to come on and try to mop this one up. You said what, 50 pitches in this inning for
yeah, 50
Bailey?
some, yeah.
208 for the game.
Yeah, for us. Yeah, okay.
So
yeah, 50 in this here at the 8th inning. And it's out of control.
So Bailey's
he's
gonna need a nice bat.
Yeah, that's 2 games for him. Well, Hedgie coming on. As you know what, it seems like every catcher in baseball if you bring in a position player to pitch, they're usually the first guys you're bringing in are the catchers. Always has been. He's ready. He's loose.
Sadly, there are very rare occasions where you get to come in and you're up 13-5 and you get to do it.
Right.
Usually it's when you're kind of taking your lumps and they ask you to just go take one for the team.
Well, yeah, either way, when you're in there doing that, that's exactly what you're doing. You're taking one for the team.
I'm not sure what the holdup is, the time between innings. The commercial break that we passed on, we still have to wait for it.
Yeah, this isn't the old days. We got a commercial we got to run.
So, with the bases still loaded, 2 down, and Luis Robert swings and fouls it back. He got Austin Hedges' best bolt at 68. Slows it down in there, 0-2.
That's one thing. He's not going to walk anybody. He's going to come right at you. Here you go.
Yeah.
And as a hitter in a game like this, you just see the pitch and put it in play.
How about that on 3 pitches?
Unbelievable.
Our progressive defensive play of the game, a 3-pitch sequence.
Look
from
at
Austin
that.
Hedges.
Nothing to it. He's right on the edges. He's not overthrowing. 3 pitches to get the out. Unbelievable. Beautiful.
Xavier Curry on the pitch now for the Mets. Curry was a guy who, in a Cleveland uniform, filled a number of different roles. He would start a game if needed. He pitched long relief, short relief, you name it, he did it. And he has continued to be that guy. This is his 3rd stint with the Mets big league club this year. Luis Robert, the center fielder, takes care of that. Brian Rocchio retired for out number 1. Curry's last appearance, he came out of the bullpen and pitched 5 innings. Now that's doing something. Made 9 starts in AAA, so he was stretched out, but still. It's one thing when you start a game, when you come out of the bullpen and you go suck up 5 innings, man, you're the player of the game for those guys in the bullpen.
Well, you earned some points with that manager for doing something like that. That's for sure.
2 down. Shortstop puts it away. We'll go to the 9th. 13-5 New York. Recording the final out on 3 pitches in the 8th inning. We'll try to get 3 outs here in the 9th. Carson Benj will lead off for New York. And a ground ball right at Jose Ramirez. And he throws him out, 1 away.
And play for New York, designated hitter Francisco
Otherwise, he's doing nothing but throwing strikes. 5 for 5. How about this?
Morocchio. 2 down. 6 pitches.
Yeah.
3 outs.
1 strikeout.
And fly ball to right field by Simeon.
Oh man, that was
7 pitches,
absolutely brutal.
7 strikes, 4 outs recorded by Austin Hedges. Bottom of the 9th here in Cleveland. Brett Beatty takes over at third base for New York. Angel Henao leads off for Cleveland 0 for 3. And now hammers it to deep right field. That will hit the wall square. He's got to think about it and jam on the brakes. He hit it so hard, the ball ricocheted right to Carson Bench. And Henao has to settle for a long, loud leadoff single.
I mean, that's a vicious line drive. Gets that fastball in there, 91, and turns on it, hits the base of the wall. So he gets his first extra base hit in his career.
That's yanked foul, left side. Just thinking of watching him tear around first base, thinking about going for a double. All I could think of was Frankie Lindor's first hit where he went around first base in Detroit and fell down.
Yeah.
And Miguel Cabrera was all over him.
Yes, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Best part was he blamed Mickey for it, if you remember.
Yeah.
Adele fouls one back. Center field, and Robert runs it down. 1 away. Here we go. Back in 2015.
Down into the corner, off the wall. Here he comes. Whoopsie, tripped on the base. Mickey said, what I do?
A young Francisco Lindor.
That was hit number 1.
1,700 some odd hits ago. The Lauder takes the ball down low and now moves down to second. Well, this stretch of interleague play has not gone well for Cleveland. And they're not done with interleague play. As the Lauder drives one up the gut and now comes home around to score. Chase has his second hit of the day and picks up RBI number 56 on the season.
He goes down, boy, and hits that low away pitch right back up the middle. Gets himself an RBI. Makes it a 13-6 game.
After this big road trip, which anytime you're in the division, it's big, but they're playing at Chicago, the White Sox for 3, then they go to Detroit for 3, Then they come home, and they've got 9 more consecutive games against National League foes. They get the Padres, the Giants, and the Rockies.
And that'll be it, right, for the year,
Yeah.
I hope. Yes.
That's finally it for interleague play. And you can say what you want if you're one of those people that say, yeah, but they're playing the Padres and
Don't matter.
the Giants and the Colorado Rockies. They're some of the worst teams in the National League. Well, look where the Mets were coming into this one. How'd that go?
Well, that was what everyone was talking about over the All-Star break, that they had the easiest schedule, and that has not played out the way people thought it would.
Rhys Hoskins pinch hitting here. Yanks a foul. Hoskins with a high fly ball to center. Robert makes the catch, 2 down. And Nathaniel Lowe. 2 hits yesterday in his first start as a Guardian. 2 more hits today, including a 3-run homer. So he's knocked in 5 runs in his first 2 starts in a Cleveland uniform. Ball 4, and the inning continues. Up comes Angel Martinez.
Batting for Cleveland, fielder Angel Martinez.
We've just gone past the 3-hour mark with a 2nd game in a row. And the 3rd time in the last 5 games. Angel checks. It's in for a strike, 1-1. Popped up behind the plate. Torrens. And this one is over. The Mets complete the sweep. And the Guardians win just 1 game on this 6-game homestand. They have lost for the 11th time in their last 14 games, and they fall 2 games below the 500 mark now at 57 and 59. And forget about who's ahead of you, who's behind them.
Yeah.
They've got to figure out what is wrong, and they've got to fix it quickly.
Yeah, in a hurry. You're getting back into the division on this trip.
I mean, look, the offense has taken its fair share of criticism this year, but the pitching staff's got to look itself in the mirror right now, because in this series, the Mets pounded out 35 hits, 17 of those for extra bases. That's how they won this series. They just beat them up.
Long ball, yes. You're right. And just this is probably the worst 3 games they played, especially here at home this year. But you know, there's nothing you could do about it. It is over now. The Mets came in and they did a lot of damage. So now they've got to find a way to turn this thing around, and they better do it in a hurry.
Well, they're going to pack up and head to the Windy City for a big series with the White Sox that will begin tomorrow night in Chicago. We'll be there to bring it to you. For now, stay tuned. Guardians postgame, Al Pawlowski and Cody Allen will try to make sense of what just happened over the last 3 games against the New York Mets. Have a great rest of your evening, folks.